All right, and we are live. Hey, everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. Thought I would sit down, do another live for you guys and gals. I figured, why not? I'm not doing anything else tonight. I'm home, I'm in. Do some of these, and a topic I want to cover here. The more I think about it, I don't mind doing more and more, some non-fitness questions. I just got to get rid of nonsense. So the problem is when I've done too much of it, people bring trolling nonsense in. And people want to know too much about like my personal life. And I don't always want to talk about my personal life with all you guys, because it's some stuff are nobody's business. It really isn't anyone's business. But I could cover definitely some other stuff. Definitely other topics, philosophical topics, ideas, things like that. But yeah, so I might do some of that. So again, I don't really have a topic for this one. I just did one with a topic. I'll wait for people to come in. It's late enough at night. I have a feeling that this one will start getting people in to have questions because this is getting up towards, times when people are definitely up there free. They're surfing the internet, evening time ones of these tend to do okay. All right. So we'll see what we get in here for a little bit of traffic flow, but some of it's contingent on getting some early views and engagements real quick. So yeah, I don't mind answering those. I almost feel like, when I did the podcast with Pete the other day, who came in the last one of these, and you guys saw his little thing pop up. So he's a client, and we did a podcast, and he and I talked later. He's almost like, man, we really should like put out like actual real dating advice for guys, right? Oh. All right. No, Peter, because I don't answer car questions. I don't work on anything current. So, Peter already can tell based on the other thing, you're probably a troll. The reason I say that is because a bunch of weird trolls online are obsessed with one of my neighbor's cars, and I think it's one of them you said. So I already know you're a troll, dude. Okay. I don't actually know. I don't chat with the person who owns that car, so it really makes it kind of stupid. Basically, y'all are fucking morons. One of my neighbor's daughter's boyfriends or something owns that car. I've never talked to him. I've never had a conversation with him. So, oh man. But to see how weird that is, guys. See how weird that is. Oh man. There's a car down there. It's now owns on your street. Ooh, you have got to be a weird fuck. All right. All right, but let's get some real questions going here, guys. Hey, Peter, Bill, you can't pull that because they've already done the whatever it's been done over and over by people in the past. You can't play that game. Come on, dude. You can already. All right, bye. All right. Yeah. Yeah, real questions, guys. I don't answer car questions. I haven't worked on cars for years. I can tell you the firing order of a small black Chevy. But unless you're wanting something like that, which you could go Google, 1-843-6572. There's nothing to talk about. It's not interesting. You could go to a car channel. It literally talks about cars. But I don't mind talking philosophy, life, advice. I mind covering some of that stuff from time to time. But that's why. Stuff like that's got to go. It just has no place. Right? It has no place. But, do you guys want to talk about the meaning of life? Discuss theoretical physics? Figure out why you guys can't find a girl? No, that was an interesting topic, though, that Pete and I brought up. We could literally probably give guys dating advice. It'd almost be fun. because it's that bad. Like, it's just shock that people ask these weird questions. It's like, I'm sorry, but I don't think anyone should need a dating app. I just don't know what else to say. Like, you're beyond help at that point, bro. I don't know. Maybe give up. Just saying, like, you don't know people. You don't already know like 50 girls. All right. Weird world. Just don't get it. So that's why I used to get pissed at that stuff. So I used to shoot those questions down a lot because I literally don't understand. Like, it's just beyond my comprehension. It's beyond my comprehension that there are grown men who don't already have established circles of friends. Like, did you not go to school? Were you homeschooled? Like, I'm not understanding. Like, were you homeschooled and never left your house? I just can't comprehend those situations. It doesn't make sense. Like, it logistically doesn't make sense. All right. So, just completely outside of my worldview. So that's why I can't answer those questions. So we'll see what we get in here, though. See if we get some actual real people with real topics. So in the meantime, though, I'm gonna tab over. I'll wait. I'm sure some people will flow through. We'll get it up and flowing. It's kind of hard though with new people who come in after the fact if I don't get some good engagements going here. So I suppose I should talk about training instead of going to another tab. All right. Hey, Jason. How do you do a plant-based diet by adding protein? So, Renegade, the whole point here is plant-based doesn't mean vegan, first of all. Plant-based would mean you get most of your calories from plants. So I would say the easiest method would be to just add whey protein to your diet. Like, in terms of the plant-based, because what is the biggest issue if you go too far plant-based? Protein quality, right? Amino acid bioavailability. So you could rectify that real fast by saying, okay, I'm going to do a 90% plant-based diet, but you could add 100 grams of whey protein every day and ensure your protein quality is high and your protein intake is optimal. That would probably be the most effective way to do it. And that's considered plant-based, right? Because that's really, 400 calories from animal products? Daniel, I don't know what that means. Okay, so explain it to me like I'm an idiot. So start this over. Put that in English, like put that in normal English that I would understand. All right. Bronies are like guys with a My Little Pony thing, right? So Oi Brony getting indicted for connection with the freak-offs. The freak-offs is the the P. Diddy thing, right? Yeah. Okay. So there's some guy into My Little Ponies who got indicted. Who got indicted for the thing with the P. Diddy. I don't have any thoughts about that. Jason, do you know any other languages? I can understand some of a few languages, but I don't speak any others fluently. I have not set foot in the UK since 2014. I live in Texas. Right, I came back to the US 2014, or was it early 20? Yeah, 2014. Right. I was living in the UK when I first started YouTubing for a few years. I was there for 3 years. Do you like DeWalt or Milwaukee? I like DeWalt. Mainly because I like the black and the yellow. Coach favorite, I carry Glock 19. Although I'm very partial to 1911s. I do like 1911s. Actually, I like Colts, believe it or not, in this. Julius Caesar, Napoleon, or Alexander the Great. I'm going to go with Alexander the Great. Why a good pick? Why a good pick on what? I'm not going to go into a full breakdown as to why I choose the Glock 19, because this is not a firearm. Firearm stuff they don't like actually on YouTube, to be fair. Daniel, I mean, I can see that. I'm partial. I'm partial to the 1911. I mean, why Alexander the Great? I don't know. People just asked me to pick one. I didn't know we were going to go into a detailed explanation. I just thought he was a bit cooler than the others. That's it. No other reason, man. That's it. I don't have to have a deep explanation. I can be like, dude, it's a bit cooler, man. What's wrong with that? Right. So now we're getting into these deep questions, aren't we? Milwaukee versus Duval. How are you? I'm doing good, William. People are asking me non-fitness stuff. I'm like, I'll cover it. Just don't get into my personal life too much. Your top 3 guitars in the world. I mean, so what are we asking? Our guitarists. Ooh. My favorites. We're not going to go with skill per se. Let's go with my favorites, rather than technical virtuoso skills. Right? So top 3. I'm going to go with ones who I enjoy their work the most. I'm going to go with Stevie Ray Vaughan. Okay. And let's go with Billy Gibbons. All right. And I guess I'm going to go with Angus Young. All right. I'm like the soy boy saying, "You evidence, bro," and you're the chat saying, "It's just cool, man." Exactly. Just discuss the NJ drone situation. I saw something about that on Facebook. There's like some drones, and they're near some military bases, and some people were talking about it. Right there, we go. That's everything I know about it. I saw it in my feed. Some people were saying that people shouldn't be talking, that it's stupid. They shouldn't be worried about it. So everything I know about it is that a few people were saying that you shouldn't even be worried about it. Obviously, the military knows about whatever drones, and it's cool, man. Probably there's no conspiracy. That's how it works. Okay, so that's it. I don't have a set time, Lester, because my life gets a little complicated these days, so I don't have a set bedtime. Not at this moment. How would you build a workout routine for? Well, I'd probably put him on some of my power building stuff. That's it. Like, why wouldn't I already just train everyone to be a real life Batman? Why wouldn't I train you right now? I got coaching slots open, by the way. William, you did mention the drone thing, but I didn't look further. I only know what little bit I see through feeds. I just don't find it interesting enough to look into. Jamie, we could all die right now, no matter nothing to do with drones. I mean, we could just be not wiped out by an asteroid tomorrow. So, again, why is it that people who always like, oh, this or that, we're near the end? Did you know how often I've heard in my life someone say we're on the verge of the end of the world next week? You know how many times in my life I've heard that at the age of 48? Um, Hey, William, I don't discuss that topic because there was a situation to where with a stalker involving a previous pet. So I don't discuss that. Um, we're now getting into the fine details of my personal life. Yeah. And I don't want to go into all that. That's a whole big mess. All right. See, that should give you an idea, William, of why I don't like to talk about certain things. Just that should have hinted at that stuff. That's on passport growing. Um, they're fucking losers. All right, next. I mean, you. Anytime you mention anything from the big toe movement, I'm sorry. The very first thing that pops in my head is, "Wow, what a motherfucking loser!" Like that's my only response. I'm like, you can't get girls. You live in America, and you what? I'm sorry, that's some loser shit, man. I don't know what else to say. Damn. But their whole group is their whole mindset. Fat girls I know, we talk about that. I had a conversation um, in person the other night about that. We were laughing about that. Of literally, we were laughing about the red pill thing, and a girl says she knows. She's like, she's like, they're not incels. They're voluntary celibate. They're choosing to behave in a manner to where they don't get laid. Those were her words. That was a woman's words. No, the red pill movement, they're not incels. That is not the correct term. They're voluntary to be celibate. They just don't seem to realize it. Any other hobbies? Well, you guys know my hobbies. Where Kendall, thoughts on manlet? This isn't even a topic. Okay. All right. So I can tell you right now, the fact that you even talk about that, man, that speaks volumes about you. Like literally, who uses that term? Like nobody cares. Nobody cares. I don't care if there's dudes are short or not. Do you? I mean, you really need a slang term more? Like really? Do you really need a slang term for that? And if dudes are out there running around worried about being short, they're all, well, they just screwed themselves over. Now they've already just ruined their chances of everything just because now they have an attitude about it. I don't even think girls care as much as guys act like they do. See, again, dudes have these preconceived ideas that destroys their own confidence and they project it. Yeah, dude. I mean, most bodybuilders are really short. Like, you go into a gym full of bodybuilders, yes, on average, the bodybuilders can be shorter than average. I've seen it recently when I went into a bodybuilding type gym. It's normal. It's just, but who cares? It's because bodybuilding itself competitively tends to attract that because they reward those proportions. Okay, because they choose to reward those proportions in competition. So essentially, the modern bodybuilding has been built around short guys. You know, they could change the judging criteria and it would reward tall guys, but they have specific proportions that they want that's hard to achieve if you're, average height or taller. It's just hard. So almost all your guys on the Olympia stage are short. Yeah, dude, under 6 foot would be the vast majority of the population. That's not. I don't think. I think they're counting it as under average. Um, how long does it take to actually lose muscle if you stop training if you're still active? No resistance training. You're losing it within somewhere within a week, a little bit. All right, the cage system is this thing a guy looks like he's invented. I've seen it. It's a marketing thing that a guy's come up with. There's no need to work with it at all. You don't need his system at all to be an amazing guitarist. I've seen it, and it's a thing that there's a guy has made up that he works with and sells, and it seems to be okay. But there's no need to go into it, right? Given an opportunity to work with the boobs, would you collab in a powerlifting meet? No, probably not. Not really interested. I'm not saying I wouldn't do some collabs with him, but I got some stuff I gotta resolve before I do any real collabs. That I can't even actually talk about. So, Jordan, because it was confusing to people. No, they haven't demonetized anything. I'm fully monetized, right? But again, the weaponsmithing thing, they will demonetize that. Like, you can't run a gun channel. You can't have that. They're not going to do it. Just go to her and say hi, and then say your name. The best pickup line, undefeated. Isn't that hard? There you go, Matt. That solution. Or you just know people. Like, I don't understand this thing. And I'm not trying to say that I'm even special with this. I can break up and have a date within 2 days without getting on an app. And I can do that pretty much anytime. That's guys, come on. I mean, and I don't think that's anything special. That's not like an amazing statement to make. So that's why I don't understand these problems. You don't already know 50 girls? You don't already know 50 women? Seriously? You guys don't have friends? You don't know, you don't got like 7 female friends who just got out of a relationship and have been single for a month somewhere already who are cute? I mean, or like we would say, you go out and find new ones. I mean, it's like people have lives. Well, Jordan, actually, we talked about even us, me and Peter talked about joking. We chatted about this stuff after our podcast the other day. We should be out. He's finishing the editing now. And we talked about doing it because we both laughed about it. I know both are about table. Saturated fat is not a specific substance. Table sugar is. I'm going to need you to be very, 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 very specific in the context of the saturated fat, because you didn't give me an apples to apples comparison. Okay. You just asked me, what's faster, a 1975 Mitsubishi Eclipse or a truck? That's what you just asked me. Like, you might want to say what type of truck we're talking about. You might want to be very specific because you gave me a very specific substance. Saturated fat is not a specific substance. It's an entire category. Table sugar is sucrose. I could draw out the chemical structure of it for you. Okay. It's helping. He's talking about the cage system. It's helping me a lot, man. I can work the neck up and down, never miss a note. Know what chords to play, stay in tune. If you play G, I can strum. Okay. Matt says, it's so responsible. Jason, you're my friend. Yeah, so? You guys don't date your friends? That's where your easiest dating pool comes from, guys. Like, the 50 girls that you're friends with that like that's girls absolutely date their friends. What are they talking about? All right. Is it okay to work alone, Jim? No. You want to get a burning sensation. Thoughts on ab wheel and can you do it every day? It's a decent exercise. I'd be careful with the shoulder health on it potentially every day. Nice pedal board, thank you. Yeah, had to get that adapter for it though, for all the pedals for all the power supply, but yeah, I've been happy with it. It was a fairly budget one too. I think it was less than $100. But it works for my purposes. Saturated fat from meat and coconuts, even the same thing, whether things have tons of stuff. So again, you've got to get into quantitative and what else is in the matrix of the food. Generally speaking, from the data I've seen, that the lauric acid in coconuts has a larger negative impact on LDL-C than most meats do. Some get its friend zone if you're not vesting. But friend zone is not the same as being a friend. Thoughts on the hot two girl situation? I don't really have thoughts on it. Just discovered the band Great White, Psycho City. Yeah, they're decent. Thoughts on liquid chalk versus regular chalk? I like liquid chalk personally. Hawk 2 is good at one thing. She spits on that thing, you feel me? Yeah. I mean, everyone saw the meme back then. The fact that she's made a following, I don't know what to say about that. I mean, the fact that anyone bought her crypto, I just don't have words. I mean, alrighty then, you know. What countries have you visited? I don't know the full list offhand. Obviously, the UK, Canada, Mexico. What part of Mexico? I don't remember. The part south of Texas. Coach, will you tune into the Trump inauguration? Yes, I have been to Tijuana a long time ago. Probably not. I don't know that I care about watching the inauguration. Just not that meaningful to me. It's just a ceremony. I mean, I get it's an important ceremony and part of the legal process, but it's just not that interesting. You can read about it. And then he walked up and took his oath of office. And then the crowd cheered. And then a bald eagle flew over and screeched. The sound of freedom. I should have done that maybe in Morgan Freeman's voice. Now you heard it in Morgan Freeman's voice. Thoughts on Derek? Could you be very specific? I mean, I have quite a few different thoughts on Derek and his work. I don't lay around thinking about him at night. You want my general consensus? He puts out some good, valuable, useful information. He's also a scam artist because he sells garbage products like Turkestone that he knows are scams with his anabolic background. Okay. But he also overly complicates certain aspects of anabolics in a way that doesn't need to be done in some of his articles. Yes, I have read a number of his articles. What do you think about Godis Fringe? He sounds like a fucking moron. All right. What do you think about Brian? Just from what you wrote. Sorry. I shouldn't be that mean, but I mean, what more can I possibly say? Okay. Unnatural, irrelevant. Okay. Who cares? Unhealthy, provably false, based upon all available research, data, and observation. So, therefore, whoever this person is, I can only conclude that they're either lying or they're mentally ill. The only possible two conclusions. All right. I know who Brian Johnson is. I'm not familiar with this don't die approach. If someone took a year off training and gained fat, how much could they come back within a month? I don't know. No, I barely remember them. They were a really weird group, and I didn't understand why they had a fitness following. I didn't understand it. DJ, and why would someone that absurd have a following? DJ, not only DJ Sneaky Snake. Why would someone that absurd have a following? I certainly hope no one's listening to the advice that he's giving and takes it seriously. Right. No, I don't have a nuclear basement proof, Jason. You need to know what kind of prep. Oh, was that the guy who used to eat the raw meat? Do you follow the J. Vincent and HIT methods? Nope, I do not. I'm not even saying minimalist training can't be good for efficiency if done correctly. It's never going to be optimal. That's why the name looks familiar. Oh, he's a flat earther too. Hey, Daniel, you're asking me if I work out when my whole channel is nothing but training vlogs. I mean, seriously, dude. You just asked me if I work out. Oh, Lord. Are you cutting at maintenance with protein overfeeding still? Pretty much. Yep, it's pretty much what I'm doing. Are you single? I'm not going to discuss that. I'm 40. I want to start cleans and jerk snatches. Any things to keep in mind? If you're going to do all of those, not just power cleans, power snatches, you might want to get some really good instruction. Hey, Jamie, I'm not falling for that one again. Like on Christmas Day, I am probably going to skip Christmas Day. Mainly because of some stuff I've got to get done that morning. So that will be, but I've been training 6 days a week. I can get away with doing only 5 days on that week. I think I'll be okay. Does genetics impact strength as much as physique? For example, some people are skinny and not really the fit or stronger. They're really not skinny and stronger than the guys who are big. That's kind of a myth, dude. I'm sorry. They might not have certain show muscles and they may look slightly different, but it's not how it works. But yes, genetics affect strength. How do you explain John Hack otherwise? Maybe don't do it. Right. Well, the thing is, look at William. Look at what he's trying to get me to read out loud. It's an explosive movements. Thoughts on sun tanning beds for muscle stimulus? No relationship at all. Like, can they make you look more defined because you get a tan? Of course. They can't stimulate muscle growth. There's no possible pathway by which they could do so. Can depression cause ED? Yes. What can I expect as an early intermediate drug-free lifter in terms of strength if I try doing so? Protein over feeding maintenance. I mean, probably pretty close to what you get on the bulk, slightly slower than the gains you would see on the bulk, right? It'll be a little slower, but I mean, it should be some progress. But that's a win, isn't it? It's the best workout for the nasty to take it to a one. I don't know that a specific workout's going to help you there. Because so much of that is psychological, anyways, right? And everyone's different. I just want to do chest dips and the last one's pecs. I wouldn't recommend you do just one exercise. And dips wouldn't be my preferred choice there. I don't know. If you were going to do only one exercise for your pecs and one thing only, I might lean in the direction of incline bench. Are seed oils that bad? They're not great. I mean, they're not as bad as butter, but they're definitely not great. All right. I don't eat them. I don't eat any seafood or fish, Daniel. You guys already know that. Can you explain why chest dips are not your preferred choice? Because we could argue about the reasons of the chest they primarily stimulate. We could argue about the risk of injuries. I've seen plenty of people get hurt on dips. I've had clients. In fact, one of my clients who I didn't even have dips prescribed, he was doing them after the workout I gave, literally ripped his pec. A full rupture doing dips. I mean, it happens. Again, to me, they are a slightly high risk with nothing special that comes to the table. I mean, they're a good exercise. I mean, don't get me wrong, dips are a good exercise, but they're not special. So to me, it's just you're taking a potential risk for no benefit. And they're fine if you want to do them as a secondary exercise. I would definitely do them as a primary. Like, if you want to finish with dips, go ahead. I wouldn't make them my only chest exercise. Again, you have an exercise with an injury risk, then your potential for overuse because it's the only thing you're doing for chest. I'm going to go with no. Okay. Have you ever done a Hindu push-ups? I've never even heard of a Hindu push-ups. I'm not a Hindu. No, I've not seen the movie Owning Mahoney, and I don't know why you guys bring it up over and over and over and over to me. I'm going to need to look this up because apparently there's some inside joke to where people keep asking me about this movie. And I've never heard of it outside of my live streams for years and in my comment section. So there must be some power lifter with glasses or something in it. All right. How do you surprise a tuna? I don't know. That's a good question. How do we surprise a tuna? I don't know that I really want to go into religion with you guys at this point. It becomes a problematic debate. Should Braun go to prison? All right, I'm going to look this Mahoney up, and I'm going to see if I need to just start banning people for this stupidity. All right. Mahoney. All right, let's look this up. I don't look anything like this guy. So I'm going to start just blocking you dumbasses. All right. So now I know to just block every clown who asks about that. Thoughts on the latest Mike is your tail versus Lyle McDonald drama? People keep asking me. I haven't looked into it yet. Are you bald? Both. I have thinning hair, but I've been shaving my head for so many years that I've probably lost 20 to 25% of my hair at this point, maybe more. Could be 30%. But I shave. I do shave it. I shave it 3 or 4 times a week. Actually, I need to shave it today. It's already past due. Okay, so there you go. Yeah, it's past due to be shaved. You can see the brown on there. Yeah, they're doing me dirty with that. He's joining Jason Statham in The Rock. Right? All the other bald, good-looking celebrities. What's the meaning of life? Oh man, I don't know that I have the answer to that. I don't know that I have the answer to that. Many, many men far wiser than me have spent hundreds of years trying to answer that question. The meaning of life. I'm going to go with a combination of heavy deadlifts and meaningful connection with other people. There we go. How's that? Hey, Matthew, why are you really going to ask me about that? What's the worst movie you've ever seen? The worst plot of all time, maybe for me, it was a film called Downsizing. The worst movie? I don't know. Thoughts on Joe Rogan versus Mike Ben's drama? I'm completely unaware of what's going on. As we get older, do you avoid carbs to protect against diabetes? No. Thoughts on current Simian Panda? I haven't seen Simian Panda in years, so I don't know. Is there something special going on? I've met him in person. Ever visited Toronto or Montreal? No. Thoughts on Tyson Fury versus Ursur? I don't know who the second one is. I know who Tyson Fury is. So her and Natty, he told you he's Natty. Thoughts on ingrown toenails from frequent squatting? I've never heard of this before. My thoughts are the first time I've ever heard that one. Maybe I don't squat frequently enough. What got you back into GPP morning walks? Something personal in my private life. But now that I got the work capacity up for that, now my weightlifting is way back up. Steve Rees or Reg Park, you got to pick one. I'm going to go with Reg Park then. I coach full time. Coaching and social media has been my income for an extremely long time. My coaching is my largest income stream, my online coaching. What's the closest thing to gear without actually doing it? Testosterone. How long are my morning walks at the moment? 0. I haven't done one in a week. Is there a holiday discount for coaching? Yeah, I'm still going to run a bit of a discount. So hit me up and ask me. You do OnlyFans? I had considered it, but decided not to do the OnlyFans. then no, it wouldn't have been me alone. So that was the thing. All right. Would you ever write a book? I'd probably write a few books eventually. You're trying to give cracks me up. Appreciate. Do you practice martial arts? I have not done any martial arts since I was in high school. I probably don't even know how to fight anymore. What do women want in a man? Security. That's an easy one. All right. That's an easy one. Women want security. And that means different things to different women. It could be financial, physical, or emotional. The trifecta is the combination of the three. Done. Next. Gotta admit, Jason's kind of strong for a master's too. I'm technically well in the top 1% elite in that category. So you might want to say kind of strong for a lifter in general. All right. All right. If you did OnlyFans, your income would rise. Would you reconsider? Maybe. I mean, it would have been a financial thing already. But I'm not going to go into all of that. But no, I mean, there was a discussion with someone to do one with a female partner specifically. Tall, muscular men who can, they don't always care about the first. It's either one of those as much as you think. The latter two is a big deal. Would you personally date someone who didn't use cleaners? Yeah. I mean, that's almost kind of funny. You clearly don't follow my Facebook. Do you take vitamins? Not currently. Jason needs to be a full-time streamer at this point, making that dough. I don't know. There's not been any donations in this one today. No, I mean, I do get actually ad revenue and followers. These pickup subscriber goes up the more of these I do, though. Yeah, James, I date girls who don't eat as clean as I do. Not many people eat as clean as I do. But they have to be health oriented to some extent. I wouldn't date a girl who doesn't care about her health or fitness at all. Like, that's not an option. Do you eat animal liver? No. Nope. What about, I don't have a favorite. Do you play any video games currently? No. No, I do not. The last video game I played was Skyrim, and it's been years. All right. Like my M4. Do you actually have an M4? So you got your class 3 on it? You got your stamp? Or is it an M4 clone with this pinned and welded to get you up to its length? One exercise for the back, can't pick a deadlift. You already picked rows or pull-ups. I can only do one back exercise. I guess I'm going to have to go with rows then, because the pull-ups don't work the whole back. That changed out. What do you mean by the clip? You talking about the sear? Okay, that's the wrong term. All right. Keep in mind, I used to build ARs. All right. Do you use any Blaha, Maces, Persian? meals or anything? No. Do you think evil people are born or made? I don't know. It's a good question. Do you have gyno? No, not currently. I do not have gyno at the moment. What's your current calorie intake? My mistake, you've already like 3,500 to 4,000. She probably did, DJ, you know. Did she offer to cut you in on it? Pay people to work on that stuff. I mean, William, that's not a bad approach, dude. If you got the money, go for it. But you got the part wrong. It's not called a clip. It's called a sear. Do you weight train fasted? Yes, I do all my training fasted. I think OnlyFans Jason would be a peak Jason. Yeah. Yeah. But, you know, I have to factor a lot of stuff into something like that. I can't start doing something like that without it affecting like my personal life. So that has to be factored in. I have no moral problem with it, by the way, but there is the situation of how it affects, you know, other people. Have you ever tried? I can't put contacts in. I tried. I can't do it. I gave up trying. I tried that over 20 years ago several times. I couldn't do it. What do you want your incline bench for 10 to eventually be realistically? I don't know about 10. I mean, I want at least 315. A goal I set actually is I mentioned it in the last stream. I'd like to incline bench 315. I already hit 225 for 10 pause a couple weeks back, by the way. They were all pause reps too. That was my best set. That was the number one set. So I don't know what I would want my ideal to be. I mean, how about 20 pounds more than, what is it as of this week? My current split, I'm having to change the days a little bit. I'm doing a 6-day split. I was doing 2 arm days, but now I'm going to do 2 shoulder days. So I'm having to adjust it. So essentially, it's going to be obviously a chest and tricep day, a posterior chain day, back and bicep day, a leg day, right? So we have those 4, but I'm going to be doing 2 shoulder days now, very similar to the one I did today. I feel like I need 2 shoulder days at this point. Can I bodybuild or run marathons? It's been done. Attendance strength, influence strength. There's some degree of overlap. You need to get William, but I'm already training biceps hard. I feel like at this point, I mean, William, this isn't an arbitrary opinion. I have now had 2 different serious bodybuilders who also coach assess my physique and tell me that ideally they're like, yeah, your arms do need to come up. But they're like, while you're cutting right now, doubling down on your shoulders would probably do the most for my aesthetics. Just they're like, you've said it in videos already. You already know this is true. All right. So if I'm talking absolutely making my physique more aesthetic as I get leaner, my shoulders need to come up the most. Not that I don't need arms, by the way. Not that I don't need more bicep. But if we're going to talk purely aesthetics, as I get leaner, if I could add another inch to those delts, you see what I mean? That side and rear, particularly with that side popping out. So that would be with about 10 pounds less fat. You see where we're going with that? Can you say you're a bodybuilder if you don't compete? Well, I have a shoulder day today. You saw another pump. It's all right there. I'm not going to take my shirt off sitting here for that. But I mean, I had a shoulder day on camera today. It's up. Can you say you're a bodybuilder? I used to say we couldn't, but I'm going to go with yeah. Overhead press always builds. It doesn't for me. Some people it seems to do okay, but it shouldn't do more than lateral raises. It's just that for some people it builds the side up. You know, and like I said, Thunder, I used to say you couldn't, but even Joe Weider, the father of bodybuilding, technically used to say you could. So I don't know. That's something where my opinion has actually changed. Yeah, I don't look like Konevsky. We also get additional stimulation from the long head from river press where we don't from raises. Maybe. Figure them out. Joe Weider said that the Hockmore bodybuilding supplement's true. Konevsky admitted to a 10-gram a test cycle. Wow. 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 Oh, here's a 500 milligrams. Is training once a week per muscle more than enough for people with physical jobs? Yeah. Are narrow pull-ups as good for biceps as the best curl exercise? I don't know about that. After how many months of lifting would you expect to not see beginner gains? I don't know that there's a direct answer to that, Matt. Because the reason that I say that, we could make the argument about that of missing new gains or whatever, but realistically, I've seen people come through and still get close to noob like gains who were undertrained or hadn't trained efficiently enough, right? But I mean, realistically, so if we're talking an untrained novice, right, coming in and training correctly, I'm going to say a good 4 to 6 months they should be able to see them. Absolutely. Are you wearing goodness? Come on, guys. Stop being silly. We don't need to troll. We don't need to troll, guys. We don't need any of that. Any advice on dealing with insomnia also from all the basic advice? Aside, I know the basic advice is the only advice I have. All right. Dim lights, cool, dark room. If you have to, melatonin. Right? Learn to de-stress. Should people who eat normal diets worry about sodium intake? Well, if they're eating a normal diet, they're probably not going to have a super high sodium intake. I mean, your sodium should probably be inside the healthy recommended range. If you think it's not, maybe assess and look what you're looking at. Like if you eat no sauces and nothing with any added sodium, it might be a little low, yeah. How many egg yolks do you eat per day? I haven't been eating the last couple of days. I would say an average, though, I'm going to say 3 to 4. If we were to average it, maybe through the week. You ever been to Montgomery, Alabama? Not that I'm aware of. How you gain regardless of how hard I work? It's squats. Do plyometrics help with strength? Has anyone tell me where their vertical got higher, their deadlift improved? I don't know about that. I know you're going to think I'm a troll, but I swear it's true. Every tricep bicep movement I get from skulls to pull downs, I get a painful, tingling feeling in the groin area. Go talk to your doctor. People start treating you differently. Yeah, they absolutely do. Is your background English? Neither. You should be able to check that. It's check. Dude, my last name is very, very, very check. Does your neck get itchy? Yeah, sometimes. Just you and I didn't nair this backside correctly a little bit. It gets so it's definitely on my shirt. Sometimes pull-ups versus chin-up. What's the difference? Bicep versus lats. So chin-ups are going to work biceps a little more. Pull-ups, I feel, are a little better for the lat. Right? Do you do neck training? Yes, I did neck training today on camera. Bent over rows or pin leg rows for best back. Oh, we could argue this all day long. I'm going to go with bent over rows, but the difference is going to be very, very, very small. Yep, Czechoslovak, got it. Yep, there you go. Blaha means good. Essentially, I'm Jason Good. Jason, my late grandma was Romanian. I'm a fellow Slav. Yeah, it's all just Slavic, dude. Everyone's like, type of Slavs, they're all just Slav, dude. It's just all one big group. All right. The countries change borders nonstop, anyways. I get a tingling. Our dumbbell RDL is fine. It's kind of hard to load them. All right, Jason, are you good at fighting? I don't know. I haven't been in a fight in a long time. Why not give your shrugs with your trap bar? The normal bar doesn't hurt your peanuts either. And then I got to mess with the stupid trap bar. Like, why do I need to even do this? And why do I want the wider grip? There's no benefit to this. There's literally no benefit. And I have long arms, so it doesn't reach the peanuts. Eastern European for the win, right? What? Was that Siri tried to turn on Siri? All right. The main difference between RDLs and conventional, they're considerably different. I don't know where you want me to go with that. One of them is a eccentric base stretch reflex exercise, and the other is a concentric base dead stop exercise without a myotatic reflex on the hamstring. Mr. Blaha was hoping for a video on the Ilya Golem death at 36 missiles ammo making. Yeah, I didn't know what to say with that. I mean, the guy was massive and on too much stuff and died. My hip flexors is super tight. I take my wing. Why don't you just wear underwear or something? Can you admit you're a bit wishy-washy? I'm not wishy-washy. I have plenty of things that I hold firm on. I'm willing to change my opinions on things based on evidence. That's not wishy-washy. That's called being an intelligent, reasonable person. Is there a difference between hypertrophy and strength training? Yes and no. That is a very new. The answer is obviously yes, but it's going to be less difference than you probably think. How's that, to be fair? I can understand Czech. I don't speak it. How long have you been since you went to a commercial gym? A couple months. Best gym etiquette advice for new lifters, pet peeves. Well, Doug, you clearly are using it to come at me because it's a standard thing people come at me with. I put out large amounts of information for over a decade, and I coach, and I'm in the trenches with coaching. My opinions are going to change based on experience on certain things. And a lot of stuff that people think that my opinions are different on, they don't. I just have two different options. Right? So that's what you're missing, Doug. Like people say, well, you had this opinion or that. I'm like, I still hold both opinions. I think they both can be viable strategies. All right. Best gym etiquette advice for new lifters, pet peeves. Oh gosh, I'm not sure. Don't curl in the squat rack unless you own it. Right. I'm trying to think. I don't even know what advice to give. I guess if you're a new lifter, learn basic exercises correctly. Learn to ask people if you don't know anything. Don't Don't do weird stuff. I don't know. I don't even know what I don't even think about that sort of stuff anymore. That's a good topic. I don't even know what the most common breaches of etiquette are anymore. I've just done it so long. Like, always make sure the numbers are facing in on your iron plates when you put them on. I mean, that's. Oh. What age did you make 500 pounds on a deadlift? Man, you want me to narrow it down to an exact year? I'm gonna ballpark it. Can I just throw one out? I'm gonna guess 23. I'm 48 right now, by the way. Can I go with 20? Is that okay? Is it okay if I'm actually wrong and it was 24? It was somewhere in that area. Serious question. If I have a protein shake before bed, I always wake up soaked and pissed. Yeah, you should be concerned. The day we stop learning is the day we die. I agree with that. Don't use multiple equipment. Yeah, that's a good one. Don't use multiple pieces of equipment at once. If you want to circuit train, there's probably an area for that in the gym. Do you like Joey Swoll? Yeah, I overall, I'm not saying I agree with everything I've seen Joey Swoll say, but my general opinion of him is positive. Don't stand in front of the dumbbell rack for there you go. You ever listen to JPEG Mafia? Nope. There you go. That's good advice. Don't use 3 machines for. Yeah, don't hog multiple pieces of equipment. Be willing to let people orient. So if you're sitting on a machine, let's say you're using a machine, you need to get up off that machine between sets and let other people use it. If you're going to bother with something like that, you can hog a bench because that's different. Because people can use other benches, right? But when in doubt, be willing to take advice from other people and ask. I would say that's the best piece of gym etiquette. Be willing to ask other people for advice politely. I think that's a big part. Saw an old guy swing 10-pound dumbbells around in a circle for a warm-up and hit another old guy who was on a leg machine at first. Wow. Don't slam the weight stack, right? There we go. That's a good one. That's ridiculous. Don't break equipment. Don't do stuff that breaks equipment. Don't abuse the equipment. Like, know what breaks equipment or not. There's another big one too. When you see people who really do know what they're doing and they're training hard, leave them alone and don't complain. Shouldn't slam those weights down, youngster, when they're doing deadlifts. Although I could make the case for that on deadlifts. If you don't have some control on the eccentric, maybe you aren't strong enough to lift it. Because you guys remember the last state record that I set on camera on the deadlift? You guys remember the video clip? Because it's up on this channel. I set it down gently. Because I was going to go for another attempt next. Above the knee rack pulls. That falls under the category don't damage equipment. How much do I have to? I'm not, because of the copyright potential issues for my channel. So I need a number, maybe $10,000. I might need to go higher. Do isometrics build strength if they're shorter or more explosive? Those are incompatible terms. That's not how isometrics work. All right. What are your numbers now with overhead press? I don't know, not that high. The best I've hit a while back was 135 for 10. Like, I'm not that great at overhead press right now. Do you get credited to me for doing all this twice now? High bar or low bar squats? Depends on what you're doing with it. Speaking of deadlift, what do you think about trap bar deadlifts? No, you got the quote wrong. You paraphrased me. I quoted someone else. I quoted my friend Alex Viata, and the quote is, the trap bar is a solution looking for a problem. That is the quote. Everything. Actually, I'm on, dude. I'm gonna let the gas stay. You know what? Maybe 185. I don't know. VWC. I don't know what I need numbers here because you're asking me if that's what I have. I guess it would depend on what you quantify as that on the bell curve. I've seen the bell curve, by the way. I know where I'm at. It's kind of comical. I didn't realize those dudes' dicks were that small. Shows how little I look at penises. So there you go, Zach. I'm gonna let you stay, even though you're being a dick. You know what? I'm gonna let you stay. Anything 7 to 9. I guess it depends on how excited I am. Like he's a nice guy. One inch, 1 inch. Sorry if you're repeating yourself. High teacher is not the way. No. As far as HIIT training goes, look, it can be a good, efficient way to make good gains if you're smart about it. It is not going to be optimal. What exercise should women do? They usually avoid bench press. How about curls? Doug, that's fair. That's not my measurement. That is an excess of mine. Do you shave your legs in the morning or not? I use Nair. All right. All right. So you weren't expecting that answer, were you? Unless I didn't take offense. Yeah, I shave my neck and I shave my head. Everything else is there, dude. Are you so strong? Because I lift smart and I lift heavy and I lift correctly. Jason, on bench today, my shoulder joints are swollen due to my disease, so I started the bar higher and came down slightly below the nipples, and it was loosening my shoulders up. Why is that? I don't know what you mean by starting the bar up higher. I don't know why it loosens your shoulders up. Paul, you don't know what BWs. Oh my God, I don't want to say it out loud. You guys someone else tell him. I'm not gonna do it. Not doing it. Not gonna do it. Yeah, we're past an hour on this one. I'm winding down. What am I even doing in here? Yeah, make my cookies. Right, there you go. Oh. This live getting free, I know, right? Jump rope intervals are kind of fun too. I'm trying to progress slowly and it seems to be getting easier. Yeah, it's getting late, guys. I do need to wind it down. So I hope this one has been informative or at least enjoyable. Yeah, we got the freak showing up. It's time to wind it down. So I hope it's been informative and I'll talk to you guys and gals next time.